What's going on, everybody? It's me, it's RDV, and I'm here with Easy Eric Breen.
And we're going to make fun of everybody in the audience. Okay, we're done.
Starting with you, the first person that...
I'm not even in the audience yet.
Hold on, I'm waiting for the app to actually say we started. I don't get that. YouTube, I'll be like, it says waiting for Geeky Puppet Show to start. We've been live for 25 seconds.
It does that, but I mean, we are live.
Well, we are live somewhere. No, but anyway, though, we're here to talk about comics we got this week, and hoping that half our audience isn't probably down in the states that got hit by the hurricane. That explains why there's no one here watching. Also, well, there's no football on tonight, is there?
Yeah.
Is it later?
Yeah, I was watching the Bills-Dolphins.
Who's watching the Bills-Dolphins games? You don't have the cool quarterbacks that retired from the Bills and the Dolphins. You don't got no Dan Marino on there on the Dolphins.
No, I got Tua Tunga.
I'm trying to think of the Bills. That wasn't Bledsoe, right?
No, Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly.
Yeah, he was the guy that lost 4 Super Bowls and had cancer, beat cancer, and
He also made an awesome movie.
That's the other Jim Kelly.
I know. What's up, Maranya? Who is the only person in the chat that has commented so far, but shows 2 other people because I'm one of them, and I think you might be one of them too. So that means there's actually someone else watching.
I have not yet, so it's somebody else. It's Cheryl.
Hey, Cheryl, what's up, Cheryl? How's it going? Yes, gonna be a short stream tonight. It's only 2 of us. Zach is down in
just the 2 of us.
We can make it if we try.
Yeah, and since I got shorted, 25% of my 3.
I got 9.
I had 4, but
9 plus back issues. Well, you have back issues, but you can't show them off.
Not at the moment.
All right, let's make this even more awkward. I'll just sit here since I'm on camera, and I'll just be quiet and stare at the screen. And we're done.
Nobody wants to see my aged, decrepit face on here.
Well, no one wants to see me in awkward pauses. I'm not Craig Ferguson.
And I'm not one of the hot chicks you always had on, so everybody loses.
Everybody, pretty much. All right. I guess I'll go first, and I'll just show off some of the books, and you can talk about the ones I didn't talk about. Right? Because I'm sure you have at least one on your list that I did not get. If not 2. I think I know.
Let's see if my camera works like the clapper. Nope. Done.
Oh man. Come on, says Cheryl. See, you're being peer pressure from a girl in Canada. Another girl says, Marania says, I disagree. I like to see your face, Eric. You're way better looking than I am.
Well, but
I don't know if I should agree with that or not.
I think you're way better looking than.
Holy crap! Weird science.
No, knock it off, Joe. You turn your camera on, and I'll turn mine on. Look at your avatar for 2 hours Saturday.
Weird science is here, man. I didn't think he watched this channel. I thought we're beneath them. Huh? Crazy. I can't remember.
You know what I like about
which. Well, I was gonna say, which one is Weird Science? He's the one that hates current X-Men or enjoys current X-Men.
You just know him by his friendly demeanor. He's always, you can't see him, but he's always smiling. Always has nothing but positive things to say.
I was gonna say, is this him on camera?
I don't know. I've never seen him.
I thought he was on. I thought he was on Wes's channel.
He is.
Yeah, you've seen the guy. You never see his face.
I have seen Doc.
Okay,
but I've never seen Jim.
All right, there's one that pulls a Wilson game every time he's on the camera. That must be Doc then.
That's there. There you go.
Come
on.
All right. All right. Let me tell you about the books you guys probably don't care about because they're modern. Number 9, my issue, or I guess is my I have 9 books this week, so this is starting at the bottom of the pile. Venom Separation Anxiety had a really rushed week ending. This is David Michelini coming back to write another story that takes place back in his run because they won't let him touch the new stuff. Or he refuses it. Whatever. Either way. These will always get more my money than the current some of the other modern stuff. Unless it's Ultimate Universe. Ultimate Universe has actually been pretty decently well written
Wait a minute.
most.
If you had 4 minutes and 46 seconds before
MKS.
MK would ask a completely random question, you won.
Hey, Weird Science, if you got any comic books this week, you want to come on to let me know in the chat, and I'll get you a link on here. Why not? I mean,
that's ratings gold.
I know, right? You know,
or bring one of your songs on. That would be even better.
Songs.
I don't know, if you watch the channel, you know what I was talking about.
Like it's basically this whole story is 5-issue miniseries Purple Man. After the events of I guess something with Dr. Doom had him in a giant crystal, and he's using him to try to control the world. Well, the government some black project research, whatever program experimented on him, and Eddie Brock was there at this doing I remember. It's been so long since I read the first issue. Can't really remember the beginning. All I know is that somehow Parasite Purple Man is able to basically latch on to Eddie's symbiote, taking a piece of it, and into that he basically creates his own purple symbiote. And at the end of this, Eddie ends up taking it back, leaving him a broken man, and he looks nothing like the Purple Man anymore. He just looks like Lex Luthor. Like I said, it was a very melodramatic, anticlimactic ending. Some of the art in here too, like the explosions are always cool. I can't say they're bad. They're not woke explosions, But like I said, this was kind of a nothing burger. I guess I do recommend if you are going to pick up any of these throwback issues, get the Peter David or the Chris Claremont ones. David Michelin, I don't know. I guess it's not that great of a writer, or at least not anymore. Or maybe it's what he always was, kind of mid.
No, or maybe it's
been a while. I haven't read his Spider-Man's in a while, but wasn't he the one that was writing and had Eric Larson doing the art?
Well, he was also the writer through McFarlane's run.
Oh, okay.
And he's also, in my opinion, the second best Iron Man writer, because I will always say Denny O'Neil is first, but I'll get pushback on that. He was tremendous, right? He was writing Aquaman and Adventure Comics in the mid 70s. I mean, he has a track record.
So
it's possible he's just not that passionate about Venom.
Probably
even
not.
if he did co-create him.
The last story, and I thought it was him, had Silver Sable in it, and then actually Silver Sable teaming up with Nick Fury and Eddie Brock to go after Dr. Doom, who had stolen the symbiote. It just feels like this is the second story I've had where somebody got a hold of symbiote and was wearing it.
Was that series set in the present or the past?
That was the past.
The one with Doom?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was going to say, if you're stealing symbiotes and the Sorcerer Supreme mantle, you're having a busy week.
Right. Oh, yeah, busy week. Yeah. But like I said, he just steals his symbiote back from him, realizing that, it's the symbiote at this point, whatever. This is a 2 out of 5. Not that great. Or I'd say bad, probably. All right. Ironically, in the 8th spot today of out of 9 is issue number 8 of Ultimate Black Panther. We always talk about how Peach Momoko's current Ultimate X-Men is the weakest of the bunch. Black Panther is like one notch above that to me. It is just boring. Maybe it's just because I'm not a big fan of Black Panther. Never really was. That could be part of it. I'm not Zach. I don't mind. I don't mind the character. It's just that I would rather read Moon Knight than read. And I say Moon Knight, I mean the original run before Chuck Dixon.
I will say about Black Panther.
But
I liked him.
Yeah.
When he was the ruler of Wakanda, being challenged for it. When he was, when he was in and out of the Avengers, when he was more or less a street level powered hero.
Yep.
Now he's like a god.
So in this Ultimate Universe, basically this they found this other support. Vibranium is meant what they've always used. Now there's this anti-vibranium or whatever, I guess. And the two goons that are working for the maker, one's posing as Ra, one's posing as Khonshu. They got a hold of that meteorite, whatever, and they basically are waging war against Wakanda. One of the warriors shows up, one of the Moon Knight army or minions shows up, stabs him with a sword that had the material on it from that's anti-vibranium, ends up stabbing in the leg. T'Challa wakes up 7 days later. I mean, after we get to see this whole thing where he's having a really big trip, mind trip. They don't really, but and he turns into a panther in this fever dream. Sees a naked alien, tells him he put on a show. Oh, that's Winfrey too. And he finds out from his queen, basically, that since he's been knocked out, Shuri just wants to go to war now. And he's like, hand me that sword, the dagger that was on my leg. And she hold it up. So she holds it up, and he's able to command it to come to him like Mjolnir. Or I was pronouncing Thor's hammer. And she's like, oh, T'Challa, I don't, you willed it to you. He's like, no, I asked it. Because he's able to communicate now with the vibranium in his mind. And meanwhile, T'Challa had sent Storm and I believe Killmonger to go find a sorcerer that's able to help them win their war against this Khonshu and stuff. And there's, I guess, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be Stephen Strange in an alternate universe or mortal, whatever. But the information they need, the guy says, I will give it to you. Very cliche. So they end up beating him up more. He says, he's like, I'll tell you where you can find the Sorcerer Supreme, but you'll have to kill a lot of people just to catch them. Or just get to them. And that's how it ends. I don't want to rip on that writer, because I normally do like it. It's Brian Underhill. I like his stuff. But it just feels just kind of like he's writing for the trade. And reading this like every month or so, I think it is. It's just like I'm getting a little piece.
You know what would be cool? If somebody could do a Black Panther story without Shuri or Killmonger.
Yeah, and not having Killmonger looking like Michael B. Jordan.
Well, I'm saying it's like since everything, it's almost like they all have. They all have to use the characters that you'd recognize from the MCU.
Yes, that's exactly what they're doing.
If you go back and read the original Jungle Action series, Killmonger was one of the villains.
I'll say this though: the one thing I really praise about the book, they give you a recap in the beginning. I really appreciate that, because sometimes I go to read this, I'm like, I don't remember what happened. I could read that, cool, and they tell you who the players are in this. So you know who they are. So at least they're giving you that information. Without that, I'd be like, where did we leave off? Because this is like another burger book. I'm gonna say it's 3 out of 5, right down the middle. But the art's cool, Number, actually that was number 9. I had 10 books. My bad. I can't count this week. I'm tired. All right. So this is number 7 or no 8. Oh, actually, I'm tired. This is 9. Just put me down, Maria. I'm done.
You started with 9, and this is your 3rd, right?
Yeah, I'm on my 3rd. Yeah, right. No, actually, I had 10 altogether. I miscounted. So, I am torn on this book. Steven Seagoyer is not even doing the art anymore. At least he took a break. So the interior art is still good. It's not bad. But we go back to, I guess, to 1991 or something like that, and we learn that before the character known as Haunt was created over at Image, there was another Haunt, but similar like it, but a female. She was Avenging Angel. She was a nurse that wanted to help people, but then she learned that most people she was treating were bad people. She started killing them. And the last one she killed was a cop, and she struggled with him and she killed him. And then the cops come in, and this detective's got a gun pointed under her, and she ends up backing because she's basically got caught because there's like this spirit of the actual thing floating behind her, and it's the only reason why she was actually even got in trouble. Let me see if I can find the page, but yeah, so here she is. There's the spirit of the dead cop, the corrupt cop, and then cops show up, and she ends up backing into the spirit and becomes Haunt, or similar to the character Haunt. And we're learning that this character has been around before that Haunt character. So the writer is John Layman, but additional script is by Todd McFarlane. So Todd McFarlane still has a lot of control as far as what's going on in the writing, which is okay. I mean, it's his IP. I don't doubt him that he would actually want to say like, well, you can't do this, can't do that. But I'm thinking maybe that's why it's adding to some of the writing is starting to get bad a little bit, or it's bland. But look, they created a new toy for the toy line. That's what I think whenever I see McFarlane has a new character here. So then this character basically goes around and starts killing people. Not only did she learn that she loved death, but not the death of the villains, but also of the innocents. Spawn, when he was first learning how to use his powers, Al Simmons comes across her. They battle. She loses. She gets picked up by this government agency. And then it comes back to present years later when Jason Wynn took charge of the agency, and he basically wanted to control this creature. Only for her to get out, kill a bunch of people. Said it took about a dozen men just to control it, keep it alive. And this is where it ends up with this. Like I said, if you're a Spawn fan, you might like this more. But I'm like, where's she Spawn in all this? Clickbait cover, man. And this is cover B. Cover A has the others the Night Spawn in here, and he's not in it either. So they did me dirty and just gave me a cover. So I guess I'd say 3 again. 3.5 for Fergal because the art that 0.5 bumps it up a little bit. Right. Number 8 is Godzilla, Sons of Giants. We get told in this story by I believe what's his name is Frank Thierry. The series that the story of Moses and on how they departed from Egypt and how Moses parted the Red Sea was actually with the help of Mothra. Mothra helped him part the Red Sea. So they're putting, and I'm not a religious person, but as like you're mixing, Christianity or Christian, or the religion, or it's the Bible and stuff stories with the monsters, because in this reality they had, when he prayed to God for an answer, Mothra showed up and parted the sea. So Jefferson is explaining to the guy who basically had been digging into their past and explaining the whole the order, and they bring up the Louisiana Purchase, and he says like, this is the reason why we really looked into your case, before we approached you, is because you were against the Louisiana Purchase. And he said because why would Napoleon just give up land like that without a reasonable fair price or whatever? He just gave it up. And he says like he must be part of the Son of the Giants or cult, whatever order. And he's like, and the guy Jefferson says he is. And they also talk about how different other people, important figures in the history were also part of it. Ragnar Lothbrok, Julius Caesar, Henry VIII, Kublai Khan. You've heard it 3 times now, different ways. And Joan of Arc and some, yeah. At the end of this, he thinks he's basically going to get killed for his information, but instead, the guy tells him more about. He's like, well, the last time we know they fought in Rome. We don't know why, but all the monsters got there. Maybe it was a test, a battle, whatever, against each other. And then they learn about King Ghidorah, who showed up, and they hint that King Ghidorah is from outer space. He's from a different planet or something like that. Showed up, and now all the monsters united against King Ghidorah. And then at the end, he basically is getting ready to stab the guy, or it seems that way. He just cuts his hand. He says, "Welcome to the Brotherhood." So, if you like, I guess, non-kaiju battles and just learning about the people who are worshiping them.
Isn't that Johnny Storm's new girlfriend on the cover?
Right? Isn't it? It's Gizmo. No, it looks like the thing that stung me in the leg. Oh. Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about the Fantastic Four. You can talk about that.
No.
That was, I saw a part of it. Somebody saw a panel, and then I actually looked it up to see it when I was at the shop, and I was like, yeah, that's this week's issue. Ugh. All right, my number 7 for this week. I got the variant cover because the original cover sucked. This is an awesome cover. And I figured if I'm getting this book, Batman 89, issue number 4, it says Echoes, volume 2. If I'm getting a cover, I'm getting a cover that actually looks good, even if the book sucks. But this surprised me. It turned out pretty well. Learned more about what's going on at Arkham Asylum with Dr. Crane being in charge, and we finally learn more why through Alfred and Dick. I think it's Dick Grayson is in this one. Supposed to, yeah. And basically learned the reason why he wanted to cover as Firefly to get into Arkham because Hugo Strange went missing, and he wanted to figure it out. So he goes and interposes. He kills Firefly, or already been dead. He didn't kill him, but he lit the body on fire, the cabin where he was, and posed as Firefly so he can get in there. And then he's also he formed kind of like a somewhat allegiance with the Riddler, who's not the Riddler yet, but Enigma's in there. Harley Quinn's in there, and she at this point she's supposed to be Madonna. That's what she was supposed to be if they continue the movies. And she is a psychiatrist. Goes in there. There's no Joker because the Joker is dead. Until they bring him back in this, I don't know if they're going to or not because the Joker always survives somehow, but not in the Burtonverse. And she's in there during Arkham Asylum, and basically Bruce, in order to get out of there, because he realizes like they're gonna try and kill him. They send this big hunking brute in there with the rest of them while they're in group therapy with Harley Quinzel, who's dressed up as a jester because she feels that putting on a costume, it puts the patients at ease. And the guy comes in, Bruce, who had planted a bomb inside one of the offices, it explodes, creating a wall. Hearing all this, basically, Crane leaves, and he, on his way out, he throws some pellets on the ground. And it's kind of crazy because let me show the panel when he's on the ground. He scares the crap out of all the guards because what they see is actually him and his Scarecrow. This would have been the Batman 89 Scarecrow if they would continue that. That's what they're going based off of that. He leaves, and Batman meets Robin on the roof. Robin has this ugly costume. That's what you saw in cover A. Almost like a Nightwing-ish or Red Robin. He's still got the cape. And he hopes, he's like, think about it, you ever been on a grip line before? Or he's like, and he falls. Because he has a fear of heights, he falls, he hurts himself. Bruce gets a suitcase from Alfred, and he puts it on piece by piece, activate and spreads across his body, kind of like a symbiote, not a symbiote, but like I want to say kind of like Tony Stark's armor. Yeah. Like I said, now we're probably going to have actually Batman in the story. After 4 issues, Batman's finally in the issue now. Yeah. Like I said, it's not really that great, but it's also got some cool stuff. Suitcase armor. Tony has it, and so does Michael Keaton. Number 6 for this week. Moon Knight, Revenge of the Moon Knight. But a while back, what's his name? Mark had made a deal with Khonshu for a favor, and Khonshu wants him to pay up with a life for life. And he basically wants him to go kill the Shroud, who'd been posing as Moon Knight. So, along with Hunter's Moon, they go and they confront the Shroud, and they basically just beat the crap out of him. He bullies him to put the mask on. The Shroud had basically turned his way after Tiger told him, I don't want to do this anymore. And you see him kind of like just choking him out. And he says here at the end, he's like, the son brother, he's dead. So we're led to believe that the Shroud is dead temporarily. No. I guess Khonshu is upset because he didn't kill him. He just knows that the guy's no longer gonna wear the costume. He destroyed the costume. Because he goes in the bar with no name with the Shroud's costume. That sounds kind of cool. You get to see all the villains. And he nails it on the wall and lets everybody know that I'm alive. And you come to my town and I'm basically going to beat the shit out of you. And then Khonshu basically gets upset because, like, he's like, do you think you're so clever, son? He's like, I've never been clever, but I've always been obstinate. I won't murder for you, Khonshu, and you can't make me. He's like, you'll be alive, and you got it. Impossible. Moon Knight is dead, never turn. He's like, that's not what I said. I'm not concerned with what you want, old bird. Sacrifice is always good as a symbolic. The imposter's skin hangs put on in place of those who hold me. And then so Moon Knight is dead. Long live Moon Knight. So kind of a weird ending. And that's it till October. Because guess what? A new title: Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu. So, all right.
Yeah. Awesome.
And we're being joined by Jeff. Geekeasy.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I'm on my phone, so I don't know how well this is going to work out and stuff. But
Yeah, it's okay. Oh, already.
I would have joined you on time, but we were having dinner with the parents, and that comes first.
Yep. Number 5 for this week is Green Lantern. This was actually an interesting issue. I do not care for Waller. When I say not this version of Amanda Waller that's currently in the books, right, written horribly, I like the original Suicide Squad with Amanda Waller.
What's the difference?
Difference is that she was written better back then.
Well, yeah.
Now she's like a sympathetic villain.
And she was also about 4'9" height and width, and was feared by everybody not named Batman.
Yeah, yep. I noticed that she seemed to be a little slimmer in these ones than the previous pictures I'd seen.
Well, and I don't know if she's slimmer. I'd say she's fat still, but anyway.
Slimmer than she was. Yeah, sorry.
So it starts off with Wally and Hal racing off this island, this private island that Bruce Wayne owns. They make a joke about billionaires and their islands. They just give you one. Hal says, whenever you become a billionaire, you automatically get an island or two. And here is
wait, hold on. I thought Bruce Wayne was not a billionaire anymore. Oh,
not anymore. No. Yeah, that's another thing they changed. But this is keeping with continuity. Jeremy Adams had nothing to do with that crap. That was I think that was Zdarsky or Tinian.
Yeah, and also I think they said something about him getting the money back now. I think.
Well, I was joking. DC doesn't give two shits about.
No, he doesn't. Unless they mention in one of the Batman books, he does not have his money back, as far as I know. James Tinian gave it all to Lucius Fox.
Right, but he still has an island because he's a billionaire.
No, he's not a billionaire. It says back when he was rich, he bought an island back. He has a couple of them. Doesn't mean that he they're on the books, you know. Anyway, because he has a hanger for a prototype he's been working on called the Batwolf, and it basically says we're going to use this because the league wants me to go into the breaking the Hall of Justice, but I need something to get in there to get past the defense to all the Mazos. And he says, like, you know, and she's like, he says the Wally is or Barry or Hal says it's a supersonic stealth capable. Honestly, it's one of the best planes I've ever flown. And Wally's like, what? But its time is pretty diminished. Plus, if you accelerate too fast, it makes this kind of weird noise, and then it kind of explodes. Yeah. And Hal makes jokes about, like, you know, the first few times, look, I had my ring with me. This one he doesn't. No. So he's gonna pilot it in there. Yeah.
So that plane sounds like it was made for Boeing.
I don't know what you said. Bullets? Oh.
Boeing.
Oh.
Oh, why did piece fall off?
No.
He says it blows up if it goes too fast.
Oh.
Yeah. Boeings don't even take off the ground. They don't get off the ground anymore, do they?
They do. They just have pieces fall off them.
So the other thing that's going on in the story is that Star Sapphire ends up helping out. We get Dove, and like, oh, it's kind of cool. We get to see here Carol being a hero for the first time, and of course they run into Sorrow, and I'm like, oh, I just don't care for this new character, new Lantern, because the emotional spectrum or whatever is off of whack because United Planets, what they're doing over there. This is a new Lantern. I'm not sure which. I guess Sorrow is part of the. There's Rage. Well, why would there not be Sorrow? Whatever.
Excuse me.
Meanwhile, Al flies into the Hall of Justice. He deploys the Batmobile. It's in there. Busts through there. Gets in there. Throws a T-sphere at a device or all he does to download information they need. Then they're approached by the Mazo. Basically comes chasing after them, and we basically Hal curses Batman for the next 15 minutes, saying, you know, why don't you put anything offensive weapons on here other than just smoke? You know, it's, you know, because Batman does not have no missiles, nothing. He's like I'm pretty much screwed. Well, while that's going on, we also get Alan Scott, which I like about Jeremy Adams. In this book, there's been no mention of Alan saying, hey, guess what? I'm gay, just like Alex Danvers. There's none of that. He's talking to the Mazo that basically took his I guess Jadestone ring or whatever power, and Mazo identifies now has free will. So he tells him, it's like, you know, it's like, you have a choice. You can go help out my friends, or you can comply with Amanda Waller's stuff. And it's like, and he's like, if you choose to be a force of good, you will not only find meaning, but you'll give meaning to others. And he basically, the Mason says, how will I know? Well, you'll know when you know. He takes off, orders to go chase after Hal, and just like it looks like Hal's about to die, we get the other Mazo shows up and saves the day and helps Hal lower him down into basically Hal's about to die. He catches him, and he mentions about. He says he's like, he's greeting Hal Jordan. I am called Jadestone. I'm here to help. He says, I've changed my mind. The star heart that I absorbed gave me a will of my own. Your comrade Alan Scott presented me compelling reasons to follow my own choices, who I was be. He said I would know when I found my purpose, blah, blah, blah. This place speaks, then he says, this place, it speaks to me. It asked me to become its protector, like Tom was before me. And then we get a name drop, Tom Kalmaku. You know, so and even Hal says, well, maybe this guy's become a new Guardian, you know. And then Hal gets a no, this is gonna piss off a lot of people who don't like these two together. They get a reunion. She shows up. She says, looking away, this is true. She has a connection with him. Wherever Hal goes, she can find him. They kiss, you know, and they're gonna work together. I didn't read the backstory. The backstory is written by Phil Kennedy Johnson. Artist is Montos. He must be Mentos' brother. But yeah, I'm like, it's Jon Stewart, and then I looked and I saw Steel. No, not the real Steel. I saw the fake Steel. You know,
His daughter.
yeah, his daughter, and then of course the real, and then the real Steel's there too. I'm like the father daughter thing. Like I just have no desire. Once I see her in there, I'm like, nope, I'm out. But
Whenever I hear someone talking about Steel, I just see Shaq in that horrible outfit.
Yeah. Undead Quinn. Green Lantern's never really been too high on my list. I mean, maybe if one or hope we make first 2 issues or whatever. But I've never been a huge Green Lantern fan. The Wally West Flash was always like my 1 or 2 on my list because I like the character. All right.
I've never been a big Green Lantern fan, but I like this series. It's usually probably pretty high up on mine.
Number 4. Gotham by Gaslight. As you see on there is what you get in the book. Alan Scott is given the ring, the Stoneheart ring, and he uses it. They basically take out the assassins, lights them on fire, and kills them. He has no idea how he did it. He's like, but because when the train crashed, he admitted it to the woman. He's like, I can't take this. He's like, I'm a con artist, a thief. It's like, I don't deserve this. Basically, that's kind of cool. He gets a little redemption thing, and he gets the ring. And the 3 assassins, League of Assassins, are going to try, or League of Shadows, they're going to try to take it, but they can't. Meanwhile, we get this cop. I guess it's the Port Authority over it. Basically, has been they've been making deals, and they can't do it near Gotham because of the Batman. And I love how they talk about the Batman still being an urban myth or a monster. You can't kill it. And the captain says, like, he's like, there's no reason. The Batman's but a man. So don't you fret, unless you think he flew across the harbor on his little bat wings. For as for me, the plot, of course, reason and the reality, for I don't believe a man can fly. And of course, the grappling hook comes down, grabs him, lifts him up. And we get to see Batman just being Batman, just beating up the crooks.
It's not just crime fighting; it's dramatics too, man. You got to combine the two of them.
And I love it. He's like, here, take a breath, and then take it, and another. You feeling better? He's like, good, and he punches him in the gut on top there. I love this. It's like, you smuggled assassins into my city. So you ever want to take another breath, you're going to tell me everything you know about the League of Shadows. Then we go to Antarctica, where basically Adam Strange was sent there by Bruce Wayne to find more about the artifacts. They discovered this temple ruins that praises the Kryptonians. Meanwhile, Adam Strange is like, I love this. He's like struggling in the snow, and she's just pulling everything because she's got the super strength. That's not Donna Troy, but Diana. And they're gonna go to the mainland. Of course, when they get to a place where bar was, she beats up a bunch of guys, throws them through the wall. And it says like, well, they asked me to sleep with them, and I kindly said no. And he's like, well, I guess you told them. And they're gonna go down to South America, get on a ship. And then this is a really cool part. If you like Lois Lane, we get introduced to Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen. In Metropolis, they're at the Daily Planet, and she's trying to bring down Lex Luthor. And she's telling Perry because Lex Luthor is trying to buy the Daily Planet, and she's like, I'm not gonna have this shit. And he's like, well, unless you give me proof that he actually is a dirty person, something I can do. I'm just an editor. I don't own the building. And reveals the cohorts that actually people have worked for him. So Killer Croc, the Vato Villainous, the Cajun Crocodile, and the Deadshot. It's supposed to be. And then, so she's got permission to go to Smallville. Smallville, they're mining. Luthor's got a plant there, and they're mining for stuff. They're not sure what he's mining for, but he's in Smallville. And then we're introduced to Victor Stone, getting Lex Luthor at the bottom here.
Victor Stone. Oh,
yes, Cyborg's father.
Huh?
I think
Cyborg's father. Okay.
Cyborg.
or actually,
yeah,
Eric J. Cyborg, yeah. But and he's brought into this basically this. He says like, Victor Stone, you're very smart. You're the only one that can help me solve this equation, and and he's like, in there, and basically when he goes in there, he's like, so you're gonna help me with what? Like the future, my son. And he's got a man electricity or something that locked in the thing. So I don't know if that's Black Lightning locked in there.
It's probably Cyborg.
Victor Stone is the black guy that's walking with Lex Luthor.
That doesn't mean that they're not making a cyborg.
Maybe. Next issue hands that they were actually going to see the sheriff of Smallville, who has superpowers and can fly. They're hinting that it might be Clark Kent or Superman is in Smallville as the sheriff. But then, like I said, I read the original series. If you're fine with that, you can read that, and you can ignore this. I wanted to read more about this. I like having when they're set in these time periods, and it doesn't feel modern to me, which is great. We're always worried about modern politics being put into stuff that they didn't have back then. But Andy Deagle, man, knocking out the park for me. I love these books.
So this is more back like in the 1930s type.
1890s.
1890s, man, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. Right. Number 3. Transformers. Optimus Prime versus Shockwave, and basically making choice, Earth or Cybertron. Very good art here. And yeah, I'll just say that there's a lot of cool stuff happening here. I know I've spoiled pretty much all the other books though, but this book is just fun to read through. I'd rather have you, if you guys are not reading this, check out the series. This is issue number 12. It's been fun. I'm not a huge Transformers fan. I never really liked the comic books, even the Marvel ones in IDW. I didn't care for those. Took Daniel Warren Johnson to actually get to take this on, and just I guess what it was like the cartoons were just too hokey. It's a retelling of the animated series, and they are making it a little more mature, more older kids instead of like the 10-year-olds. This is more for like the 16, 17, a little more violence, some death, stuff they couldn't do in the 80s.
Basically what they're doing with it, sort of like the same thing they're doing with the G.I. Joes.
Yep. In the 80s,
which was hokey back in the day.
Yeah, in the 80s they couldn't kill anybody. Remember, they weren't allowed to kill anybody, and people get were knocked over. They were just knocked out, blasted with a laser rifle or gun. We do get a bunch of case in here though, Eric.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
I can do it though.
I know.
Children might be watching.
No, not this channel. Yeah, but anyway, like I said, very fun. Check it out. Very good. I honestly, it's obvious. It's number 3 on my list for a reason, because I really love it. But what's up to Undead Quinn, who's actually been here too? His number 2. He pretty got 2 books this week. Is Club Nephilim, issue number 0, a fun read involving a religious supernatural beings like angels, demons, and other strange creatures in a club and a group of zealots trying to bring them down. There's always someone trying to bring someone down. All right, number 2. Very, very fun issue. I'll just say this. This story focuses mainly on Barney, the dog, who had a dog. And he meets some animal friends, take out down some bad guys, and then we get a new companion for the Atomic Knight. But like I said, this is very fun. Also on the back, these books, you can get action figure for Junkyard Joe. Really cool.
I actually put down on my poll list. I had them do the horror stories that are coming out. I had them pull those for me when they start coming out.
I can only imagine the costs on this, but really cool. And get another and for Devout in the back here. The other the other there's a preview in the back here for the other books. I think it's Devout or High Street. You know, in the back
Hyde Street is the one that I'm.
Yeah.
Hyde Street is the one that I'm having them
I
pull for
think
me.
that's High Street's coming out soon, October 2nd. So October 30th is the one shot for this for Devour, and then October 2nd is Hyde Street. So, and then we get the little preview in here for it, and that art. Look at that art. Really, really cool. But yeah. Honestly, like I said, I had a lot of fun with this. This book. Very, very best boy book. So if you like dogs, this is your dog issue. But the best book of the week, though, is Prodigy, issue number 2. And I gotta say is that what happens when a smart person, one of the smartest persons on the planet, teams up with an slightly even smarter person as his older brother to solve their murders, their father's murder, and basically start kicking some ass. This is fun. The Indentured Servitudes of Mars. No. Brain, did you get this book?
Yes.
It is just fun. And
not our solar system, dumbass. That was the
right?
line of the book.
He's like, I love the dots here. He's like, what is this? He's like, the older brother. He's like, dude, those circles are the solar system. And he's like, no, it's not. It's only 6 dots, and it's just between the planets or no. He's like, yeah, I love that. He's like, not our solar system, dumbass on the bottom. He's like, yeah. So they get to learn about that now, and then they actually have the copter showing up. They're going to his older brother's place. You basically learn about his older brother not wanting to be in the spotlight, and was not hungry for fame and intellect like their dad was and he was. So he was living off the grid. But now we learn that the bad guy wanted to find out where his older brother was. He was the main objective too. So very, very fun book, dude. 5 out of 5. If you are not picking up the series, or maybe you read the first one before this, and you're like, okay, I don't really care about this character. This is a fugitive team up, basically a story so far. Bad guy frames good guy on the run, teams up with his other brother, who's probably slightly even smarter. Now they're gonna go kick some ass, and bad guy's screwed. Yep. It's like if Perry the Platypus was teamed up with his slightly older, cooler brother, and I went against Doofenshmirtz or Doofenshmirtz, whatever his name is. It's awesome. But those are my books for the week. Green, you want to show your first 3?
Go ahead and show your back issues, then I'll do that.
Oh.
Since we only cross over once this week.
Yeah.
Would have been twice.
That's a couple of issues, man.
Yeah, it is a couple issues. Here's for Hire, issue number 2.
Ooh.
So, adding to what I had last week. Found some more in the dollar bin. Also, saw this Adventure in the DC universe. So, like I said, I can get more of this stuff. Doesn't want to say, but it's actually by the soon-to-be Vice President Vance. No, just kidding. Honestly, whenever I get the DC animated like Justice League stuff, like stuff with Wonder Woman and a series story like that, and so the anthology stories they have that Batman versus Poison Ivy by Paul Dini and Bruce Timm as a story. That's awesome. DC Holiday Bat, 1997, very, very good series. Or at least issue I was going through this. It's fun. You okay over there, Geekeasy?
Yeah, just going up the stairs.
Sound like you're going to the bathroom at first.
No, not yet.
All right. Just make sure you wash your hands. All right. Also got for $1 was The Punisher, issue number 35.
Which volume?
The original volume, or the second volume, probably.
Oh.
It's a little miniseries, part 1 to 6. Inside it. Yeah, with Jigsaw.
Did you notice the license plate?
Yeah, cars. Oh no, Red Rum. Yeah, murder. But no, down here is what I saw. It was funny. Car by Porsche, suit by Blaze, and face by Punisher. Alrighty. And then, all right. Then I decided to pick up some more X-Men books this week.
Oh, nice.
So Rogue's first appearance in the X-Men, followed by her joining the X-Men. 171. Then I just grabbed the cool covers. I don't know anything about the stories, but I just grabbed the covers that have Rogue on it.
Right after Rogue joins the team, they go to Japan for Logan's wedding to Mariko.
So this is right before the original miniseries, then.
No, this is after.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. So, like I said, I love these are cool covers.
I had that somewhere, or I had it.
And you could tell that Rogue being there wasn't just a story.
No.
Because she's already in the corner box. Did you notice that?
Yep.
Hey, sorry to interrupt on this, but Breen, do you know the difference why they started doing the newsstand and then the whatever the thing is with the little pictures down below?
Direct market, I mean?
Well, to differentiate between the two.
Yeah.
Because at the time, there were comic shops popping up all over the place. And
all over.
182. Yep. I didn't notice it. I think that's all the X-Men in the back or someone behind her on the ground. Guy she took out. Then Rogue decided to go hip-hop and join Public Enemy. Sorry, Storm fans.
It's easy R, man. Easy R.
All right. And then we're going to go over to 195. So, Wolverine just being a dick on a cover with kids. Once again, it's probably his clickbait cover. I don't care.
No, they actually did. They did cross over. They had them in there. They did cross over.
Yeah, but he wasn't holding them up like that, probably. No.
Probably not.
All right. Then we go to 202. Little Christmas with the X-Men. We got Colossus there. We got Magneto in his giant M cape. Storm. And Wolverine just says, I'm just bored. I'm just going to cut this. He's not really doing much.
I don't see how he could be much use for these giant robots. I mean, hey, let me use my claws on
take
them.
40 minutes to cut through that. Like,
hold on. I'm almost done. Don't move.
As Undead Quinn says, some newsstands are actually more rare.
Yes, because I've seen people sitting there saying, the newsstand is worth more than the direct market.
I don't know. I don't care about the UPC. UPC's ugly. When I have those Spider-Man in the corner, when Spider-Man was actually worthy of being in Marvel. Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day.
No. Then we go to 230. Yeah.
She got her hair back.
Yeah, it's not. At first, I thought it was cut off. Like she had it was shaved, but no. Like in this, Wolverine's claws though are kind of weird to me though. In this, I'm like,
See, the weird thing with Wolverine claws is they are different depending on what the artist is. Like some of them they're round all the time, some of them
yeah,
have that weird shape to them. They're
yeah.
longer, shorter, depending on who's drawing them.
And for how long they are, if they're longer than his forearm to his elbow,
I was just gonna bring that up. That doesn't make any sense. When he retracts them, he shouldn't be able to bend his arm.
everything's magic. All right, 269. Yep, we got a Rogue versus Miss Marvel. What's his focus? Come on, focus. Yeah, it doesn't want to focus. That sucks, but anyway.
Excuse me.
So then we jump into I think we're 1991 now. 277. Gambit in his yellow and blues. And a blue coat.
Gotta have the coat, man.
Yeah, but it's not the brown coat. Looks like he just took Kyle Reese's coat. 278 versus Blockbuster.
Strong guy. That's strong guy, isn't it?
Oh, I thought it was Blockbuster. Oh well.
No, the Blockbuster's DC. Strong guy is a member of the X Factor.
Yep, in the grip of the Shadow King. This is when they're having those matches, like street fights, I guess. Or like, what do you call them? All right. Then we get to 305.
I like that. Yeah, using her as a human shield.
Her hand is all weird. It's all mummy and like she, But I don't think he's using it as I think he's just holding on to her because he likes her. But and then cool, I decided to pick this up.
Wow, how much did that cost you?
$10.
Really?
Yep.
Seems a little cheap. I would have thought it was more expensive than that.
No, original printing. So it's fine. Nothing wrong with it.
No, I just thought a good quality printing would be a lot more expensive than that. Maybe
Then
shows you how little I know.
But we're actually getting to the meat and potatoes. I have 3 more books to show off, which are really, really cool. Going back to Marvel, and so there's supernatural thrillers. This is number 4.
So is this an adaptation of the book, or is this just an ongoing series that they're doing?
Robert Louis Stevenson, adapted from the Chiller. Nope.
You're on the phone here. It's kind of hard to see you.
Well, yeah, it's because my camera sucks.
And I've got a small picture.
So. Undead Quinn, Zach's not showing up tonight. He has no electricity where he's at.
They have a hurricane that just tore through his town.
Pretty much. All right. And then I couldn't just stop at 1. I had to get another one.
Oh.
The Living Mummy. Tomb of the Stalking Dead.
Is that who does it? Is that a Marvel or DC?
This is Marvel.
Marvel. Okay, I didn't see the top part of it. So.
Yeah. So, very, very fun books. But the book I'm going to end with tonight is a book that I'm just so glad I got. They were identical, both lovely, but the tragedy struck, blighting the romance of the ugly twin. The man I love, I lost him to my twin sister's beauty. True Love Confessions. My Romantic Adventures.
Wow.
Yeah, this was like $6.
This was one of the ones that led into like the EC type stuff, right?
American
No,
Comics.
this is after EC. It's got a comics code.
Oh,
Yep.
Okay.
Like I said, I was like, oh, this is really cool. I'm like, how often do you see this? It's a little beat up on the corners, the spine. I'm not gonna zoom in, but like I have fun with this. All right, Breen. All right, now you're gonna come on camera and you gotta show us your two books. That
3. All
All right, guys, this is it. Don't blink.
That's right. Well, the first one was Prodigy, and we talked about that already. So there's not much I can really add to that we haven't already gone over.
Show me what your favorite parts other than that that line. Obviously.
Well, no, we talked about it. So it's basically it's not like a buddy picture with a megalomaniac trying to kill both of them, and he's got all the resources in the world. When he realized he knows where they are, and he goes, "You basically, I've got I let 100 prisoners out of jail.
Yep.
I've alerted the authorities. Everybody's coming to get you, and they've got 6 minutes to get away. And since they're smart AF, they do." And I love the last line. This could kill this MFer.
Yep. Basically, it's the bad guy versus two MacGyvers.
Yeah, more or less. And the only reason why that's number 3, well, like I said, because Geiger, we didn't get, but that would have been number 4 just by I could tell it even without having read it, because I like Geiger. I don't love it.
Yeah.
But
it's the weakest of the group.
Well, I'm not a huge Rook fan either, because I'm not a fan of dystopian. So that kind of
like I said, this week's Geiger issue focusing on the dog, that made me actually like the book more.
I don't dislike it by any stretch. I'm just not a big fan of dystopian wasteland stories. There's only so much they can do for me.
Yeah, true.
Number 2, Johnny Quest. I went with the Dark Knight cover. I ordinarily don't do, but that made me chuckle. Johnny. I always get the dad's name mixed up. Benton, Race,
Mr.
Hashi. They come back from a mission in in their year of 1964. Somehow end up in the present, and they see Dr. Quest and Race's tombstones. And are you all right, Jeff?
The stairs.
Yeah, I was just yawning. No, I'm sitting at my parents' dinner table. I'm just tired. I was just yawning.
I know. When you yawn, though, we can hear it. Really loud.
It sounds like a tidal wave.
Sorry.
And they're like I said, they're in the present, and they meet 71-year-old Jonathan Quest, and they find out that Dr. Zinn has cooked up some nefarious scheme. So they go to India, where they meet Haji's present self, who refuses to help them because what's going on doesn't directly affect India. So he basically tells him, fuck off. And it's where there's a really cool panel where the young Haji and the old Haji are like right next to each other. And Jonathan Quest yells, Haji, and they both go, what? And that's how they know it's the present day Haji.
I just realized something, Green. There's two Johnnies out this week. Only one of them suits with the bug.
Yes. And Jonathan's a little disappointed that his oldest friend won't help him, and then the issue ends with them heading to Japan. I'm guessing maybe that's where Jezebel Jade comes in. Who knows? But we'll find out next month.
Well, let me know. I'll get that issue.
Well, she'll be 70 something. Like 80.
Yeah, then maybe I'll pass. Maybe I'll peek a little bit though.
Or maybe you should get it because it's a fantastic story. Joe Casey's really.
Wait, no, that's the other Johnny book.
But number 1, Space Ghost.
Oh, you got it.
They're fighting Zorak, and Zorak has kidnapped Jan and Jace and threatens to kill them if Space Ghost doesn't bow down to him and agree to serve him, which he does to save the kids. And the kids try to escape once, doesn't go well. But then Blip, the monkey, saves them. They get out, and Space Ghost, who told him under no terms were they to leave where they were, but they got a distress call in the last issue and went to help some people.
Yep.
And that's how they got in this mess. And Space Ghost said, I distinctly remember telling you not to get involved in this. And the girl goes, yeah, I heard blah, blah, blah. All we heard was you always help somebody if you can. He goes, oh, I guess you were listening. Well, it ends with Zorak is going to try to release the Plague of the Lokar, which is this giant monster, even more imposing than Zorak. And he starts to come through. And at the last minute, Jace shoots Zorak and kills him. He saves the day, but he feels so guilty about killing somebody that he tells Space Ghost at the end of the story is, I can't do this anymore. And so that's how. But this, it's it's got really, really good art.
With the kids disobeying and doing their own things, it's kind of what's happening in the Thundercats right now, with Kit and Wily Cat. Thinking they're old enough to do what they want to do, explore, and they go into Mumra's tomb.
But I am hypercritical of today's art because I see so much art that is just not good being praised because the bar is so low now. This had legitimately, this is good art in any era.
Did you have a choice between that and the black and white cover?
I go with the retro cover every chance I get on Space Ghost.
I was gonna say the black and white of that version looks so cool.
Well, that's just because you're retro anyway. Isn't that right, there, Breen?
What were you gonna say about Breen?
I doesn't matter.
Everything matters to me.
Not really. And I picked up
nice.
Volume 4 of Tales from the Crypt. Gonna be babysitting the store for the next couple days, so I figured I'll give you time to read this.
Restraining the evil black cat joke.
But that's that was my truncated week.
Is that an archive one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Breed's making his.
Because I
never mind.
Can't make those. I can't get those new ones anymore. I bought the first two, and it's just no.
Yeah, evil black cat probably say that.
No, these are the originals, Jeff.
Cool.
This isn't the Oni stuff. This is
no.
The archives from the original series.
Good. Yeah, I'm working on getting those things.
If you think that Breen's gonna buy the new stuff, think again.
No, I am. I finally read one that wasn't terrible.
But, finally, you say finally. How many you had to go through just to find one?
4, actually.
That's bad.
But I say we go and wrap this up and watch football.
All right, sounds good to me. All right, guys. I thank you all for being here. I know it's such a small group in the audience. I know I'm one of them. Thank you, Cheryl, for being here. Undead Quinn for being here too as well. Did he have another book other than his number 2? I think he only had one.
I don't know that he may not have.
No, yeah. He didn't post it. Jackson, thank you for showing up and leaving a comment and leaving again. It's always great to see you leave. And Marania has been quiet too. She made that comment about an hour ago, and I haven't seen it. So I don't know what's going on with YouTube. But MK, what's your favorite hat? America gun hat, Brewers hat, or Ghostbusters hat? How about the one I haven't sweated up yet from doing yard work and stuff? I alternate hats basically based on a whim because I as long as it fits, it does its job. The NRA hat pretty much was get the point. It's starting to fall apart. It has a hole in the very top part. Because hats have the little holes you can breathe. Well, the hole I had was starting to get like the size of a nickel. I mean, if I wanted to, I can go in there. I can itch in the top of my head. If I want to? That was bad.
Undead said Transformers was his
Yeah,
number one.
yeah. As he said, yeah. So cool. And Cheryl's obviously is a big Rogue fan, so she was geeking out, fangirling over the X-Men books that I showed her. Actually, I gave her a sneak peek the other day. But Space Ghost cover looks like a painted version of the cartoon characters. Awesome, dude. That's what I was thinking when I saw that cover, and then I saw it in black and white, and I'm thinking like, imagine watching a black and white cartoon version of that. That's the only reason I like him more than the color.
I didn't notice. So you're saying there was a black and white version of that cover?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we had that. So
because I was like, oh, that's so cool. Because I was like, having a black and white version of that color version in that style, it's like watching a 1950s in a cartoon, in black and white, before the color TV. Oh, it's just, that's awesome. Yeah. Going through some of the other questions here. I think they're just talking about and then Quinn says I like Batman's ears. I think he is referring to not the Long Halloween, but the one is the Kryptonian Age one. Fun fact: a lot of people back when Space Ghost was popular had black and white TVs, so that's how they would have seen it. I don't know. It's because the people who grew up with black and white were like, "Oh, I want to watch everything color. I've been sick of black and white." Those of us who grew up with color want to see black and white.
Did you notice how two people the same age have both brought up black and white TVs to you today?
Yeah. I had a black and white TV. I had a small one, a portable one.
Oh, yeah, but I'm saying that, yeah, I said it's just, I've been around so long, my first TV was smaller than my computer screen, and it was black and white. So it's just, it's just amazing because that's,
I had the Monday remote. I remember at Nintendo in the 90s. I was watching too because my parents had it since like the 70s, or it was their own personal. My dad's personal TV growing up, he'd bought, and it was like, and you just turn the channel as you just click, 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 and turn it.
I'm gonna turn into my mom for a second, who was an English teacher. Charles, you were right the first time.
Never saw a black and white TV before. Never seen. Yeah.
Well, I used to have a little small one in my room. It was black and white, but they had the bigger ones back in the day.
Yeah, I remember the portable 3-inch black and white TVs that we used to have.
Yeah, sort of. But this is pre VCR, by the way. Back in the day.
Hey, if you want to know what it's like watch TV in black and white, go watch Casablanca or watch Dark Passage. Watch all those movies in the 40s.
No, see that's a little different because those were meant to be shot that way. If you're watching it on
well, I knew you had no choice back then, whether it meant or not.
Right, but if you're talking about the TV shows that Breen and I are talking about, you're watching a show that was shot in color in a small black and white thing, and it's
she doesn't know
totally
what
different.
Casablanca is.
Now I'm gonna go all Sandlot on her. You're killing me, Charles.
Humphrey Bogart, back in the day, made a movie called Casablanca. It took place during World War II. It's if you've never seen the movie, you know the clip where he's looking at you kid, and he kisses the girl, and she gets on the plane and flies away.
It's arguably the most famous movie of all time, not named Gone with the Wind.
Yeah,
and I've never seen it, but doesn't it feel bad to be old brain that we know these movies automatically, and these younger folks are like, what?
No, because there was a time when we were those younger folks. I'm sure there's older people that difference is they and we didn't have the advantage of Google because it hadn't been invented yet.
Do you know what blew my mind the most? Growing up watching I Love Lucy reruns and black and white stuff, and then discovering that she is a redhead.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Breen, we had Google. It was called the Encyclopedia Britannica.
No. You had that one kid that knew everything. He made it a hobby, learning all the actors' names and all that stuff. There was always that one kid would probably tell you. That was your Google. Just like if you watch Steiner, there's a guy who Daniel Stern's character. He knows about who made this record.
Yeah, he's just a music know-it-all.
Yeah, but you had people like that for movies now as well. It's like I obviously you can Google, but I started picking up when I started noticing actors, and then like when my friends' parents are like, "Oh, who's the actor?" I go and I said like, "It's this person. He's been in a couple of different films." So if you don't really pay attention, watch a lot of TV, you're not gonna know who people are, but you'll recognize, hey, there's one guy is in every movie, Wilfred Brimley. You know,
Diabetes.
what year did Color come out on TV? Oh well, Brian, you were about a teenager when that happened, right?
Fuck you. I want to say the
62, right?
sometime in the first half of the 60s, the color TV.
I thought it was
Hey,
right around your
Hold
birth
on.
year.
I can find out for you exactly. Hold on a second. What year did color TV first come out?
Maybe we'll get lucky, boot him out of StreamYard because he's opening up another thing. He has to close this. Like, that's the question too. When people ask you, ask another person on the internet, it's like you ask you, like Cheryl's like, you could have just Googled it instead of asking us. like we're at that point where a lot of people ask questions when they have access to like the information. Like back in the day when you didn't have internet, yeah.
I have access to someone who's alive and cognizant back then. So she says the late 60s.
Late 60s is okay. Huh?
When the color TVs, yeah, because I guess Star Trek would have those different color uniforms on there just because they were in color.
Well,
So,
I
yeah,
mean,
probably about 66.
did she have a color TV right away, or did she wait a couple of years to get a color TV? Like, when did it actually get transferred? Because did you need to get a new TV in order to watch it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Because I remember they were
in the late 60s. She had me, so she didn't need any more entertainment. So
okay, the first color TV, 1953. There was a prototype in 28, but it probably wasn't feasible. And then, then we had, I guess they were first introduced onto the market in 1955.
Right.
21-inch TV for $795.
Excuse me.
So yeah, but I'm guessing it started creeping into homes in the mid 60s because there were some TV shows like back then. There were TV shows in movies. There TV shows that some shows on network might have been black and white. Some might have been color.
Yeah, because I remember reading about that. Oh, sorry.
Brian, do you remember which TV show it was? There's a very famous TV show that it changed color in the middle of an episode.
Oh shit! That sounds familiar, actually.
I can't remember what it is.
Talk show, wasn't it? It was a late night talk show, wasn't it?
It was something like very famous, either a sitcom or it was a talk show. But I remember like at one point they just changed the signal and everything just changed the color, whether you had a black and white TV or regular. I guess you need to buy a color TV. That was they're promoting it, but like they actually decided to change the signal over so everybody got color, whether you had bought it on TV or not. Well, makes sense why I've never seen one in person before. Well, old TVs, man. When I see the old wooden panel on TVs, especially the cable boxes in the 80s, the fake wood panel they had.
No, the fake wood panel ones were gone before the 80s. Those were all 70s, man.
Oh, was that? Oh, yeah. Well, I just remember watching 80s stuff, and they had something. It makes sense by it's from the 70s. Yeah, well, at last, people hang on to that stuff. Shows like Batman 66 plugged the fact that they were in living color back in the day.
Same thing with the original Star Trek. That's why they had their uniforms back there. They were different colors for different departments. It's because of the color.
I just remember I was so happy I got like the before they went to the analog to digital source. I bought like one of those little handheld TVs so I can carry it at a time it popped up and I can watch what I want to watch. And then not even like a year later, it's like, all right, that's obsolete now. So I still have it because it's like cool, to look at. Old wooden panel like this one on the. Oh my gosh! Get new material, Jackson. The material about as old as you are. He's calling us old wooden panel.
Who is?
Some Jackson Ray Kirk.
Never heard of him.
I know. I liked it better when Jackson Roy Kirk was here. He was much more funnier.
Well, you lose your edge as you get older. And well, not all of us. But sometimes.
Not that you'd know, Braden, right?
Yeah, still sharp as a tack. I'm not going to say
you've kept you've kept your edge.
He used to be great like that, and then all of a sudden, he's like,
I think once you get older like us, it's the razor sharp wit that you keep, and everything else can along the way.
You hope you at least keep that. No. The only thing that actually advances, other than old age, is basically your. I guess the sarcasm gets worse as you get older because you're like, I don't care anymore.
I stopped caring a long time ago, but yeah, you're right about that.
Star Trek had to make sure that the Spock's makeup looked good on the black and white TVs. It was supposed to be a reddish, but it made him look black, so they went with the green tones. He was wearing blackface back then. Anyway, though, if you guys haven't already done so, please click like, hit the subscribe button, do all that fun stuff. You'll be able to check out the Ko-Fi link, which will be scrolling across here at the bottom if you want to donate money to the channel, help support us in our endeavor of reading more good comic books on this channel. Zach appreciates that they did that. But yeah, I guess the people down where Zach is in Louisiana, a lot of them lost power. Zach lost power. Mainly a lot of wind damage, tree damage, but nothing really flooding, at least where he is. He was saying that like, down where we used to live, down close to New Orleans, or Baton Rouge, there was some flooding going on. So,
I thought he was in New Orleans.
No, he's north of Baton Rouge. He moved out.
Oh, okay. I thought yeah. But at least it's not as bad as it could have.
He got after he divorced, he basically moved up further a little north because he gets tired of flooding.
Jackson, where do you live? He's in New Orleans. I didn't know that.
Oh, really? Well, that makes sense. The power is Booth. Okay.
No. For some reason, I always thought he was somewhere up the East Coast. I did not know you were in New Orleans.
Wouldn't you ever listen to him? He's got he's got that Powers Booth kind of Cajun accent going a little bit.
I guess I didn't put two and two together.
Go watch the New Year's celebration we had on this channel. Go listen to his voice again. Maybe I'll clip that. Just clip random Jackson Ray Kirk.
Jax, that's because you're just a ray of sunshine that the rain can't get to.
Not even the water wants to go near.
Yeah, I heard about that, MK. I love to say I care, but I don't.
I don't even.
He puts out a sex tape to prove he's not gay. All right.
Who was that?
Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, the best of Jackson Roy Kirk. I don't know if I can find enough information for that. You mean he had you on the channel, but there's nothing best about you. Probably the parts where he didn't talk. Where's the gap?
By the way, Jackson, didn't you have a procedure of some kind this week?
He did last week, I thought.
No, he got pushed back to this week, I thought he said.
Oh, he's finally going to get a sense of humor.
That's cold.
I know, right?
That's next week.
It seems like everyone that's older than me that I've met on their YouTube is like having a procedure. And they're all still guys. No. Oh my God.
Took me a second, but I got it.
Wow, it's you. It takes you more than a couple seconds.
Good luck. I'm sure I'll see you a million times between now and then, but good luck with that, man.
Jeez. anytime you go under the knife or anesthesia and stuff, you're always taking a chance. Just not fun. Hope it's not gallbladder or anything like that. Ugh. But yeah, it's good to see the Dr. Silver Age has been actually doing this stuff. Like I said, it's been a while since he had some medical issues, or it's ongoing, I guess.
Yeah.
And he's been doing the live streams, so it's always great to see Rod. If you guys haven't checked out Dr. Silver Age over on YouTube, check it out. DER Silver Age, all one word together. Really cool channel. They stream on Saturday morning. Same with him and Shannon. 12 books. Talk to people in the chat. Check them out. Another channel that I follow here too, and occasionally Eric will be on there on Saturday mornings. Via competing against Dr. Silver's channel is Thinking Critical. Eric Green is a ray of sunlight on that channel sometimes.
Bizarre world.
It is. Like I said, they do. He's on a panel with like 5 or 6 other people, or sometimes, and I wait till they get to Breen, and by that point, Breen's pretty much falling asleep. Too early in the morning, but yeah. Other than that, we'll have 2 more readings tomorrow night. Then I expect Batman and the Outsiders reading popping up later on Saturday night around 9 p.m. or no, not 9 p.m. but at 9, I guess 9 p.m. No, 8 p.m. Eastern. No, wait, I'm tired. 9:05 Eastern Saturday nights, and I'll have 2 recordings airing in the Saturdays. So basically, got a lot of cool stuff coming up for you guys, and stay tuned. And I hope that Eric feels better too. Eric's been feeling under the weather a little bit lately. Any rankings tonight? Unless he schedules one, probably not.
No, we agreed last night to take the night off.
Yeah. That means you guys can go to bed. So, all right, though. I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you, Geekeasy, for showing up via phone. And Eric Breenford, thank you for being here.
Didn't get to go get to my conference. I'm down in Seattle visiting some people and couldn't go to a shop. But I'll have stuff next week.
Right.
If I survive flying on Friday the 13th.
I think there's Chuck Dixon has a stream tonight. He uploads either that or it's Yul Carter.
That's Tuesdays.
Tuesdays? Okay. There's nothing on Thursdays?
I think let's see if the Popeye Culture Boys are still on.
They might be.
I need to get a notification for that.
Because I'd love to send you guys somewhere else if you guys need content to watch, One of the or else we are streaming over on Twitch as well too. One of the cookie thing about Twitch, they have these called raids, where basically you'll go raid on the channel and you'll leave your viewers with that channel. YouTube, it's basically word of mouth. Like, if I see someone's live, hey, go check them out. We're gonna bounce off.
Yeah, they're done.
But
it was some kind of launch.
I've got a place you can go. Wow, Jackson, I hope it's a very nice, warm and sunny place. You're not there. But anyway, though, thank you guys for being here. We do appreciate the support. But we razz each other all the time. But MKF, thank you for being here too. Well, the Salem's Lot remake trailer came out today. I'll have to go check that out, like the original. If you guys haven't done so, go over to Extreme Movie Show. Go click check out the poll. Vote for the 3 movies. We have Terminator 2. We also have Time Cop and Total Recall. Vote for which movie you want us to, Rob and I, to review this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern on the Extreme Movie Show. Night, guys.
Good night, kids.
Hey, see you around.